Good morning, students. So, as we have read the chapter, How the Dog Found Himself a New Master. So, today we'll discuss the question answers of the same chapter. So, first question is, why did the dog feel the need for a master? Okay, just raise your hands so that I can ask from you. Why did the dog feel the need for a master? Yes, raise your hands, beta. Hurry up. Yes, Ravleen Kaur.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, बच्चे.
The dog feel the need of master because if he don't have a master, he had problem of in search of finding food and for a shelter and
Okay.
and to save him from wild animals.
Yes. Okay. Right answer, beta. But you need to use second form of verb. Like the dog felt the need for a master because he was sick and tired of wandering alone in search of food, and above all, he was afraid of creatures stronger than him. So that means he wanted someone who could protect him and who could provide him food. Right? Okay. Next question is, who did the first choose as his master? Why did he leave that master? Okay, raise your hands. Ishita, Ishita Verma.
The dog first chose the wolf as his master. He left that master because the wolf was scared of the bear and he thought that bear is stronger than wolf.
Okay, right answer. So, beta ji, sorry, beta, can you repeat the answer? Okay, wolf got afraid of the bear, and the dog could understand that the wolf was not the strongest of all the animals, and bear was stronger than wolf. Right answer. Okay. Third question is, who did he choose next? Who did he choose next? Gurnaz.
Next he choose next he choose bear because the wolf was afraid of bear, so he chose bear for his master.
Choose नहीं आएगा गुरनास. It should be chose. You need to use second form of verb, right? Okay. Fourth question is, why did he serve the lion for a long time? Why did he serve the lion for a long time? Raise your hands. Natik, Natik Gera.
मैम क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 का आंसर है as the dog was say that the bear was afraid of lion, so he decided to make lion his master. They served the lion for a long time because the lion was the strongest animal in the forest. No one is in the forest dare to touch the dog or offend him in any way.
Offend him. Yes, offend him in any way. Right answer. Okay, the last question is, who did he finally choose as his master and why? Uh, Simran. Simran.
The dog finally chose his master, that was a man, because the lion was afraid of man, so the dog was confused that man was the strongest on the earth.
He was confused. No, he was not confused. He finally chose man as his master because even lion with whom he moved fearless was afraid of man. So the dog thought man is the strongest beast on the earth than anyone. Okay? Okay. So question answers have been discussed. If you still have any problem, then you can ask me. And one more thing, beta, that I forgot in the beginning. Yesterday I told you an idiom around the clock, and I just told you to get some examples of the same idiom. So I just want to ask you, raise your hands who can tell me the example of that idiom, round the clock or around the clock. Round the clock means दिन रात काम करना, to work through day and night. Raise your hands and answer me. No one knows the example of this. Yes, Shreyan.
The mason was working around the clock.
The mason was working round the clock to complete the house in the fixed time. Very good answer. Shabash Shreyan, very nice. So round the clock means दिन रात किसी काम को करना, so that you can complete that work, right? Very good. Tomorrow I'll again ask some other students the same example. Daily one example I'll be asking from you, and we'll just do one idiom in a whole week. Daily one example from one student. Okay, if you have any doubt in this chapter, you can raise your hand. I mean, you can ask your doubt. You can clear your doubt from me. Otherwise, thank you so much. Good morning, students. So today we are going to do the second poem of the book Honeysuckle, and the name of the poem is The Kite. T should be capital and K should be capital. The same way you are to write the title of the poem as it has been given in your book. So mostly boys, I'm not saying only boys, but mostly boys, they must have flown a kite. I mean, they fly kite whenever they get time. है ना? कौन सा होता है पतंग उड़ाने का त्योहार? कौन सा होता है? On which festival do you fly kites? Just tell me. गुरनाज, सौम्या, अनमोल. लोहड़ी. Okay. लोहड़ी पे उड़ाते हो, बसंत पे उड़ाते हो. So there are 2 to 3 festivals on which you love to fly kites. So this is the poem about the kite, and you can compare this poem with your own experiences of flying kites. Is it not audible? So in this poem, you can compare your experiences of flying kites. As we'll read the poem, you will find that कि हम जैसे पतंग उड़ाते थे, everything has been described in the same way. And the poet of the poem is Harry Ben. HARRYBEHN. So the poet of the poem is Harry Ben, and the poem is about the kite. कैसे उड़ती है, कैसे रेस्ट करती है, कैसे नीचे आती है. With object it has been compared to, everything has been described in the poem. You will love this poem. The students, the children who love to fly kite, they will love this poem too. So the poem starts with the lines, how bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. Here blue means sky, because sky is of blue color, and to just make the rhythmic sense, to make it rhyming, the poet has written this way, how bright on the blue is a kite when it's new, and sign of exclamation. कि जब आकाश में एक पतंग उड़ती है तो कितनी ब्राइट नजर आती है. इट लुक्स सो अट्रैक्टिव, इट लुक्स सो ब्राइट व्हेन इट्स न्यू, जब ये नई होती है. एंड इट हैज बीन मार्क्ड विद द साइन ऑफ एक्सक्लेमेशन. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ साइन ऑफ एक्सक्लेमेशन? This is an expression of your strong feeling or emotion. Right now we have done kinds of sentences in which we have done this exclamatory sentences also. And that time I told you ki what are exclamatory sentences. When you need to show your strong feeling or emotion, then you use this kind of sentences, and it is always showed by sign of exclamation. So when you are happy, when you are surprised, or when you are excited, you use sign of exclamation, and you use these sentences to show your emotions. For example, what a beautiful day, how wonderful this car is, ouch, I have got hurt. So जब आपकी sudden feeling हो, whether it is of happiness, whether it is of sadness, whether you are excited, whether you are surprised, whether you are in pain, so आप एक अपने अचानक से जो feelings share करते हो, that is shown by with the help of exclamatory sentences or exclamatory marks. So that is why the poet has put this sign of exclamation, right? Next is with the dive and a dip, it snaps its tail. See, dive क्या होता है? When you take dive into the pool or into the river, गोता लगाना. See the meaning? Dive is to plunge. जब हम गोता लगाते हैं पानी के अंदर या वैसे किसी चीज में, गोता लगाने की जो पोजीशन होती है, that is known as dive. And dip क्या होता है? When you bend. Here its meaning is dip. It snaps its tail. What is the meaning of snaps? What is the meaning of snaps? Snaps means cracks. It cracks its tail. See the picture. इसकी जो tail है वो snap करती है हवा में, लहराती है, and dive. See, this is also kite. ये भी kite है. This bird is also known as kite. चील को हम kite कहते हैं इंग्लिश में. And here this kite is diving into the sea for its prey. अपने शिकार पकड़ने के लिए dive लगा रहा है. So there are many kinds of dives, like this water dive, this skydiving, and this scuba diving. ये सब आपने सुना होगा. जब पानी के अंदर डाइव करते हो मीन्स आप तैरने के लिए नीचे गोता लगाते हो. जब आप पैराशूट की हेल्प से you dive, and this is underwater. This is scuba diving. So these are the meanings of diving. तो मैंने आपको सिर्फ डाइव के और मीनिंग्स भी बताए हैं. और यहाँ काइट भी डाइव कर रहा है, and it also dips. Dips mean, dip क्या करते हो? You must have dipped your biscuit into the milk or the tea. उसको dip करना कहते हैं जब हम नीचे उसको डुबोते हैं. But यहाँ इसका meaning bend होना है. And you also dip tea bag into the tea, so this is also dipping. And you also take a holy dip in the sacred rivers. जैसे हम गंगा में नहाने जाते हैं, तो that is also a holy dip. So I have just tried to clear you the meanings of the dive and dip. So यहाँ भी जो आपकी पतंग है वो dive करती है, dip करती है, ठीक है? And then what happens? Then soars like a ship with only a sail. Soars means sails. Sails का यहाँ मतलब है ऊपर की तरफ उठना, या जिसको हम उड़ना कहते हैं. Now here see, फिर पतंग को उसने शिप के साथ कंपेयर किया है. The poet has compared the kite with the ship. Then soars like a ship. Soars means sails. यहाँ sail का मतलब होता है sailing होती है ना बोट की sea के अंदर. Like the way boats sail in the sea, in the same way the kite soars in the sky. It also sails in the sky. So here poetic device has been used, that is simile. बेटा हमारी बहुत सारी poetic devices होती हैं, उनमें से एक है simile. Simile हम जब comparison करने के लिए use करते हैं with the help of like or as, compares two different things in an interesting way. Then soars like a ship with only a sail. अब यहाँ काइट को शिप के साथ कंपेयर किया है, तो यहाँ ये सिमिली हो गया, बिकॉज फॉर कंपैरिजन इट हैज बीन यूज्ड. और हम एक और तरह से कंपैरिजन करते हैं, एज ब्लैक एज कोल, एज बिजी एज अ बी, एज स्ट्रॉन्ग एज अ लायन बोलते हैं ना हम, आपने 5th स्टैंडर्ड में भी बहुत बार किया है. सो व्हेन वी कंपेयर टू थिंग्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ लाइक और एज, देन दिस पोएटिक डिवाइस इज यूज्ड एज simile. Then soars like a ship with only a sail. See this part, this cloth जो canvas का कपड़ा लगा हुआ है, this is known as sail. Canvas to catch wind. This piece of cloth catches the wind, and with the help of this thing the boat moves further. इसकी हेल्प से जो बोट्स है वो आगे बढ़ती हैं. सो द काइट हैज बीन कंपेयर टू द शिप. फिर क्या होता है, एज ओवर टाइड्स ऑफ विंड इट राइड्स. जैसे हमारी शिप है वो टाइड्स के ऊपर चढ़ती है. दीज आर टाइड्स. टाइड्स मीन्स वेव्स, जो लहरें हैं. जैसे शिप है वो टाइड्स के ऊपर चलती है, उसी तरह से जो पतंग है वो ऑफ विंड इट राइड्स, ये हवा के ऊपर चलती है. विंड मीन्स हवा. क्लाइम्स टू द क्रेस्ट. सी, अब क्रेस्ट होता है जो लहर का ये ऊपर वाला पार्ट है. लहर इस पोजीशन में होती है ना, अप डाउन अप डाउन अप डाउन. तो जो अप पार्ट है, जो ये वाली चीज है, दिस इज नोन एज क्रेस्ट. द टॉप ऑफ अ वेव, द टॉप ऑफ अ वेव इज नोन एज क्रेस्ट एंड द बॉटम ऑफ द वेव इज नोन एज ट्रफ. यहाँ मैंने आपको सिर्फ पिक्चर दिखाई है समझाने के लिए कि वेव में क्रेस्ट कौन सा पार्ट है और ट्रफ कौन सा पार्ट है. तो जैसे शिप है, जैसे हमने पीछे देखा कि जो हमारा शिप है या बोट है, इट जस्ट क्लाइम्स ओवर द क्रेस्ट. देखो ऊपर वाले पार्ट पे चलता है ना, उसी तरह से जो हमारी पतंग है, द काइट, what does it do, sorry, of a gust and pulls. See, the meaning of gust is stormy wind. जैसे उसको पानी की वेव्स चलाती हैं, इसी तरह से हमारी पतंग को स्टॉर्मी विंड हेल्प करती है टू मूव फर्दर. गस्ट मीन्स तेज हवा का झोंका. सी, हाउ डज योर काइट फ्लाई इन द स्काई व्हेन देयर इज गस्ट. तो ये पतंग को खींचती है. ये जो गस्ट है ये पतंग को खींचती है. इट पुल्स द काइट, राइट? And what happens then? Then seems to rest as wind falls. And when that gust passes over, जब वो गस्ट खत्म हो जाता है and wind falls, और जो हवा है वो गिरनी शुरू हो जाती है, then it seems that the kite is taking rest in the sky. तब हमें ऐसा लगता है कि जो पतंग है वो आराम कर रही है. And after that what happens? When string goes slack, you wind it back. Slack means loose. फिर जब string means डोर या धागा, thread. String means धागा, डोर. हम इसको डोर कहते हैं, पतंग की डोर होती है. So when string goes slack, slack means loose. When the string gets loosened, जब जो ये डोर है वो ढीली हो जाती है, you wind it back. Here it is not wind, it is wind. देखो बेटा, there is a difference between wind and wind. Wind means हवा and wind means to roll. Roll means लपेटना. जब वो ये पतंग की जो डोरी है, जो जिसको हम चक्री कहते हैं, आप अपनी डोर को उसके ऊपर दोबारा से लपेटना शुरू कर देते हो, करते हो ना ऐसे. Please imagine everything, especially the students who fly kite. They must be knowing how to fly a kite and how to roll it back on the spool. इस चक्री को हम spool कहते हैं. See, I have also written the meaning of this चक्री. So now from now onwards you will use the word spool for this chakri. So what do? You start rolling that string back onto the spool and run until a new breeze blows. फिर क्या होता है, आप हवा के एक जो नई हवा चलती है उसके साथ भागते हो ताकि आपकी पतंग वो नई हवा में उड़ सके, right? And its wings fill and up it goes. फिर जब आप हवा के साथ भागते हो, what happens? The air fills into the wings of the kite. जो हवा है वो उसमें भर जाती है and up it goes. देखो again sign of exclamation. एक बड़ा ही इमोशनल उसका फीलिंग है कि ये दोबारा से ऊपर उड़ जाती है. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. फिर again वही wording कि it looks so bright on the sky when the kite is new. And after that what happens? But a raggeder thing you never will see. Raggeder means more rough, कटी फटी, जिसकी कंडीशन अच्छी ना हो. ये आपकी पतंग के साथ भी होता है. बट अ रेगुलर थिंग मीन्स मोर रफ, यू नेवर विल सी, जिसको आप दोबारा से देखते भी नहीं हो. व्हेन इट फ्लैप्स ऑन अ स्ट्रिंग, व्हेन इट फ्लटर्स ऑन अ स्ट्रिंग, फिर जब ये फड़फड़ाती है स्ट्रिंग के ऊपर, इन द टॉप ऑफ अ ट्री, और ट्री के टॉप पे ये फंस जाती है and you don't see it back, right? So this is poem about means about your experiences and about flying a kite. पहले क्या होता है, पहले आप पतंग को उड़ाना शुरू करते हो, it looks so bright on the sky, then इसकी जो टेल है it just snaps in the sky, then it is compared to a ship. जैसे शिप वेव्स के ऊपर, टाइड्स के ऊपर बहती है, वैसे ही आपकी पतंग हवा के साथ बहती है. एंड व्हेन इट्स स्ट्रिंग गेट्स लूजनड, यू रोल इट बैक टू द स्पूल, then you again wait for a new breeze and you run with the breeze to fly your kite again. And after that, when it stucks into the top of the tree, it gets regular, it is a regular thing and you don't want to see it again. I hope this poem is clear to you. So there is a small Google test for you also, so I'll be sharing that. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.